Well, good morning. Because I'm outside, his dogs are hoping I'll leave them a cookie. Poor puppy dogs. Actually, I do spoil them quite well. We go for a walk. When we get back, they get their favorite, which is chicken jerky treats. Oh, shit. But, oh, man. All right. I want to fucking drive. Okay. Now let's get the party started. Uh, Pepper, how you going? How you doing? Oh, yeah, there's something over there. Oh, she didn't want Pepper to steal it, and she wouldn't let me steal it. Uh, Now this plays very nicely into what I want to talk about. So now we're running into how to test AI. It used to be very trivial with the first iterations of the AIs to say, could you solve this much math problems? Could you solve this much chemistry issues? Um, could you translate this? Now we're starting to figure out that just like humans, testing is hard. When you create a test for people, it's not trivial to understand that what you're testing is only a fraction of them. Uh, my ex-wife was a very good paramedic, and I, from her coworkers and everything else, I heard how good she was. And there was another guy that was going through paramedic training with her at the time that she would help because he was not very good at. Uh, oh, you were quick that time. I almost got it that time. All right, Pepper will watch you now. So the other guy was not quite as good. So she would help him, but he was good at testing. He did really well at testing. And he said it was just because he learned how to be a tester. He said he was ex-military and they had provided him with lots of tests, and he just knew how to take a test. So the actual job he was going to be in, his test scores showed that he would be much better than her. But in actuality, she was much better than him. I'm not saying the tests are wrong. I'm just saying there's parts of the test that are not um, able to measure. And that's what we're running into with AI. Recently, there was a 4.5 that came out, and they ran it through the little benchmark stuff, and it didn't do as well. But when you actually asked it questions and you asked for things that weren't just what's 2 plus 2 equals, when you asked it for uh, give it a photo and say describe this photo, you know, and it's the language you used was much more what you would expect a human to use that had a very good understanding of describing pleasant, let's say it was a scene. And when you interacted with it, it would come back with uh, language that was much more nuanced and humanoid. It was significant. Now, I say all those things. Now, the downside of 4.5 when it came out was that it was extremely expensive. So it didn't do the numbers right, but it seemed to be a lot closer to what you would expect from a human interaction. So when will we have AGI? I think that answer is we already have. But the problem is we don't know how to measure it, and therefore we keep making things that meet the measurements and not the other things that we can't measure. And that's why I think we've already gotten to AGI is because truth is we don't know how to measure ourselves. Just like my example earlier with my ex-wife and her friend, we didn't know how to measure them, not for what we needed. And I think we're in the same boat right now. We don't know how to measure these AIs because we just don't know how to do measurements. It's difficult. But I'm going to leave you with that. Maybe throw one more ball for Linda, and I'll talk to you guys later.